terrarium. We're gonna build one today. I got a couple of jars. One is a little bit longer and narrow, and one is a white boy. Then I brought with me 3 plants here. The red one is Hippoestes. The green one is a Phytonia. And the last one is a Nephrolepis. Very difficult names, I know. All of these plants are compatible with living in a terrarium. I've checked it. I made sure to Google each one and ask, can they live there or not? I also brought with me some stones, because it's difficult to find small stones in the forest. We're going to put a layer of stones at the bottom for draining the water that accumulates so the soil doesn't get too wet. Then we're going to pick up some soil here behind me and have another layer of that. On top we're gonna put some moss and our plants. That's how easy it is to make a terrarium. A couple of shovels. They probably have a better name for people who do flowers and stuff. So let's go get some soil and some moss. I found some coal. It's really good and healthy for the soil, and it cleans the terrarium from any impurities. Okay, so we found some moss. We don't need that much. Gonna clean it later from all the sticks. Let's go to the bench. I don't know if the earth below is more healthier or better than the one on the top. So I'm trying to get under there. Give me some soil. It's kind of reddish for some reason. The soil is different color everywhere. What if we mix different type of soils? We take some soil here, we take some soil there, everywhere, and then we mix it, and then we have the perfect soil. My logic is if that we have mushrooms growing here, then we have good soil. Take the upper layer off and get the soil from underneath. I think it's like sand. Oh, this is good one. Oh, this is black soil, good soil. Not sure if this is enough, maybe a little bit more. We have enough moss for now, but you see it's really easy to take off and just use for your decorations. A lot of roots. Oh, what the fuck, it's white? What is this? Oh, it's maybe a stone, obviously. Yeah, I need a couple more. Other type of moss here. I'm gonna pick it too. Okay. Now we're ready to make the terrarium. We got the soil and we got the decorations. We are also lucky to find some charcoal, burnt wood. We'll start with opening the stones here. Oh no, I lost one. Yeah, about 1 centimeter, even and compact. So it's nice that we have different size of stones. We're going to add charcoal that we have collected over here. So I just want a small layer of charcoal without the grains and sticks like this. We don't want that. It's fine, but you know, to make it pretty, we don't want it. It's also wet, which is fine. I'm just gonna toss it in. That is way too little, we need more. That's why it's good to start with a small terrarium if it's your first one, like me. Oh, this is a big boy. And break it apart easily and then toss it inside. Make sure it's flat and even. So you don't need to go to the store to buy one of these, even though it's not that expensive. It's like €6 here. You can find it in the nature. Just spread it out evenly. Then we need some soil. Come here. My hands are a little bit dirty. High five. Whee! Trying to avoid having any big roots. Looking decent actually. I think this is enough. Maybe even too much. We are going to flatten it out just a tiny bit. And the one thing I could recommend is to have a small incline. So if you say this is going to be the front of your terrarium, you can have a little bit less earth in the front and more in the back, so it creates depth and makes it look bigger than it is. So you can see the incline going up. Now for the fun part. We're gonna add some moss, we're gonna add some bark, and after that we're adding the plants. Just, you know, just some tiny bits and pieces. I want some green, really green one. There's a lot of like these small seeds in the roots for some reason. I'm just gonna remove a tiny bit of soil because I think it was a little bit too much. Mistakes were made. We need more space for plants. Oh no, I fucked up. Take it out. Okay, back to the soil. Got a little stick, just picked something up and I'm gonna poke the moss down into the soil, maybe with the flat side like so. So it's not just lying but actually inside. We're gonna start with this one. Easy as that. I don't need the whole plant. Actually, we could have used the soil. Gonna take one part of you. I'm gonna use my magic wand and make a hole for it to put inside. I'm thinking somewhere to the side here. Just gonna stick this one into the hole. I want the plants to be more towards the front, because this is gonna be the front of terrarium, and that's where the incline is lower. I'm gonna add another one, and I need to place the plant into the hole. It's a little bit difficult to see, like this. I'm just gonna poke it down a little bit more. Good enough. Now take the red plant, open it up like a muffins. Take this one. Oh, so beautiful. I want this one to be in the front, so the most important plant. Gonna make a hole again, put it inside the hole. If I can aim like this, adjust the soil around it and just move it around to make it look pretty, like so. Looking good, looking good. And then the last plant, which is the Nephrolepis. Very cool name. Gonna open up like a muffin. Well, make it a little bit smaller. This is too big. And we're done with the plants. Now, last thing I'm gonna do is add a couple more small details. What? Maybe even smaller, because I don't want it to block the sunlight. Just small parts laying around. Make it look like a forest floor. I'm really curious how long this will live. One day, 1 week, if it survives for longer than a month, then I'll be like, I made a terrarium. But if it dies, I have to say I did something wrong. This is a really cute one. Maybe I'll put it, oh, it's so big though. Where can I put it so it doesn't block anyone? Maybe to the side here. I don't think I want too much. I think this is good. We don't want too many things. I'm just gonna adjust the leaves a little bit so they are not underneath each other. And that's about it. My first terrarium is almost done. Let's clean it up. Add some water, just a tiny bit of water, and then we're good. It's really fun to do one, and you should try it too. It's not as difficult as it looks or sounds. There are some challenges, and finding out which is the right proportion between soil and stones, how many plants you need and how to place them, but it's all really fun figuring it out on the way. But yeah, 2 terrariums done, really fun. The big question now is, how long will they live? But I don't think they have any reason to die, so please don't die on me. Another thing is that I think I put too much into one small bottle, and it doesn't look really that professional, but for my first try, I think this is good enough. My dream for the future is to make a vivarium with an animal inside, but I don't want to do that now because I'm scared the animal will die, so I want to practice on the terrarium. This has been it. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next one. Bye!